You never really believe the stories until you're alone in the woods, the sun dipping beyond the trees, and the world grows silent. The trees tower above like dark sentinels as Rachel, a lone hiker, navigates a narrow path in the pine barrens. The shadows stretch long, creeping over the forest floor. She glances up, wiping sweat from her brow, her breathing a little too heavy as she checks her phone. No signal. Of course, lost signal, right before I find the trail again, Rachel says. She tries to shrug off the growing unease that had settled in her chest, but something feels wrong. The usual sounds of the forest have vanished, no birds, no rustling leaves, just silence. And that silence presses down like a weight. They say silence is the loudest sound in the pine barrens when it comes, that before you hear it, before you see it, the forest itself goes still. A warning. Rachel pauses, scanning the treetops. Every instinct screams at her to keep moving, but she feels rooted in place, unsure why. Then it comes. A distant, unearthly screech that splits the silence. The sound is unlike anything she's ever heard, half human, half animal, and it carries an ancient, almost sentient malice. "What the hell?" Rachel muttered nervously. Her heart races as the sound reverberates through the forest. Rachel, looking around, gripping the straps of her backpack tight. The once peaceful walk in the woods now feels like a trap, and her senses are on high alert. Without thinking, she picks up her pace. The path narrows, twisting between towering pines, the undergrowth growing thicker. Rachel's boots pound against the dirt as she quickens her stride, the creeping fear gnawing at her. Another screech echoes through the trees, closer this time, much closer. She breaks into a run. The branches claw at her skin, snapping underfoot as she barrels through the dense forest, not daring to look back. She doesn't know what it is, but every instinct tells her to run. Run faster than she ever has. You can't see it, not yet, but you can feel it. Feel the eyes of something ancient, something that doesn't belong, locked onto you. The Pine Barrens are its home, and you are an intruder. Rachel glances back just for a second, her eyes widen in horror as she catches sight of it. Between the trees, something massive moves with unnatural speed. She can't make out all the details, but she sees wings, leathery and possibly large, flaring out as the creature closes in. Another screech erupts from the creature, shaking the forest around her. Rachel's foot catches on a root and she stumbles, hitting the ground hard. Her hands scrape against the dirt as she gasps in pain. She tries to pull herself up, but the second sound of hoofbeats, yes, hoofbeats, thunder in her ears. "Get up! Get up! Get up!" Rachel says, panicking. With adrenaline surging, she scrambles to her feet, forcing her legs to move despite the pain. She runs faster now, desperation driving her forward. The creature's close. Too close. She can hear the snap of branches behind her, the feel of the wind up its wings as they beat against the air. Rachel's lungs burn, her vision blurring as she pushes past her limits. The forest seems endless. The path, a winding, twisting labyrinth. Every time she thinks she's gained distance, the creature lets out another terrifying scream, reminding her that it's still there, hunting her. She breaks through a thicket and stumbles into a small clearing. Panting, she spins around, eyes scanning the tree line, heart thundering in her chest. For a moment, there's only silence. "It's gone. It's gone," Rachel says. But deep down, she knows better. Then she sees it. Red eyes glowing from the shadows of a tree. They're impossibly bright, burning with malice, and watching her. Those eyes. Glowing, unblinking, watching and waiting. The Jersey Devil. It's real, and it's hungry. The creature steps forward, its form finally visible in the dying light. Its grotesque, massive wings, a horse-like head, and horns curling from its skull, and cloven hooves that dig into the earth as it stalks toward her. Rachel feels the blood drain from her face, her mind screaming at her to run, but she's frozen. For a split second, Rachel stands there, paralyzed by fear. The Jersey Devil lets out a low growl, and its wings flare wide as it prepares to charge. The creature lunges, and Rachel snaps out of her trance just in time to dive to the side, narrowly avoiding its claws. She rolls to the ground, dirt and leaves clinging to her clothes, and forces herself back to her feet. This time, there's no looking back. She bolts deeper into the forest, her muscles screaming in protest, but she pushes harder, fueled by the raw, animalistic fear of survival. The creature is relentless, crashing through the trees behind her, its screeches shaking the air around her. Rachel's vision narrows, her body threatening to give out, but she can see it. Up ahead, a road. The tree line breaks, and there's an old dirt road that could lead her back to safety. With a final burst of energy, she sprints toward it. The Jersey Devil is right behind her, so close she can feel the heat of its breath. Her foot hits the road and she stumbles, nearly collapsing. But the devil doesn't cross the road. Rachel collapses on the other side, gasping for air, glancing back in disbelief. The creature just stands there beyond the trees, pacing angrily. But it doesn't follow her. The road seems to be a boundary, one it won't cross. The red eyes blink once, twice, and then vanish into the shadows. The forest falls silent again. Rachel lies there a moment, too shaken to move. Slowly, she pulls herself up, her legs trembling, her breath ragged. The forest behind her seems peaceful once more, but she knows better. Some say the Pine Barrens have rules. Stay on the paths, leave before dark. Rachel knows those rules now. The question is, who will follow them next time? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Stone Rock, or if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. What we do here most of the time is kind of folklore, kind of story related. I go over the stuff that you don't hear too many other creators go over. Mostly cryptids, folklore, stuff like that. So, if you want, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon, that way you're notified whenever we upload new content, be it content like this, story related stuff, or the reaction / debunk stuff that I do. I appreciate it when you guys subscribe and stuff like that. It means the world to me, honestly. But for now, let's get back into the story. Today, we're talking about the Jersey Devil. Now he's been, I say he, honestly. There's no way knowing. It's legend. It's folklore. I say he.
I don't know.
But the devil has been requested a few times over the months that this channel has been a thing. So I figure let's just go ahead and do them. I think I wrote a pretty cool story for it, but we will see. For more than 250 years, an eerie figure has haunted the dense woods and the misty marshes of New Jersey's Pine Barrens. With leather wings, glowing red eyes, and a body of a nightmare, the Jersey Devil has captured imaginations, inspired fear, and become an enduring part of the American folklore. But how did this legend take root, and why does it continue to thrive? Now, I will tell you that anything with glowing red eyes is not natural. There are no... You can get eye shine from animals. Certain animals do have red eye shine, including owls, which is what the Mothman is considered to be by a lot of people. It's just, an owl. People hit an owl's eye shine with car headlights in the woods, and they're like, oh, it's the Mothman. Not anything special there. It's just an owl. But we're gonna get into it because the Jersey Devil in and of itself is pretty fanciful. Being that Mother Leeds cursed it when she was pregnant with the child. Just suspect that, maybe we don't know, honestly, but alas, I digress. Stories of the Jersey Devil date all the way back to the early 18th century. The most well-known origin story begins in 1735 with a woman named Mother Leeds. According to the tale, Deborah Leeds, a resident of the Pine Barrens, was pregnant with her 13th child when she cursed the unborn baby out of frustration, proclaiming, "Let this one be a devil." On a stormy night, the legend goes, Mother Leeds gave birth to the 13th child, but instead of a normal baby, it was a hideous creature, born with hooves, bat-like wings, a goat's head, and a forked tail. The creature screeched, attacked the midwife, and flew up the chimney, vanishing into the night. From then on, It is said to haunt the Pine Barrens. Now, I have heard numerous stories about how it was created. I've heard that it was delivered a normal baby and then changed. There are numerous stories. I just kind of tried to put what I found to be the most common threads into the research. Now, that's not saying that, you know, there aren't other, you know, you're going to believe what you want to believe. These are just what I thought to be the most common things, so this is how the research went. Though the Leeds family connection is the most famous origin, other stories paint different pictures of the creature's birth. Sometimes it's the spawn of a witch, other times it's a cursed being created by sinister forces. But what do these stories really say about the early settlers of the region? Also, the Jersey Devil is kind of like the Mothman.
Stop it. Get some help.
He's a source of income for the local towns there. To understand the legend's origins, we take a look at the Pine Barrens themselves. The Barrens are a sprawling, dense forest covering over 1 million acres, filled with isolated swamps, thick pine trees, and an air of mystery. Early settlers found the land unforgiving and difficult to cultivate. It was a harsh environment, fostering fear and superstition. In the 1700s, life was hard, and the Pine Barrens were often seen as a place of danger, a home of outcasts, criminals, and those who didn't fit in with colonial society. It's no wonder that legends of monsters lurking in the woods took root. The Jersey Devil, in many ways, represented those fears, an embodiment of the wild, untamable land. There's also a historical angle to consider. The Leeds family, after whom the legend is named, was a real family in New Jersey. Daniel Leeds, the patriarch, was an outspoken figure who published almanacs and was accused of heresy and witchcraft by his Quaker neighbors. Some believe the legend of the Jersey Devil was a way to demonize the family, especially after Daniel's son, Titan Leeds, became embroiled in a public land feud with none other than Benjamin Franklin. In this context, the Leeds Devil, as it was originally known, could have been a form of political or social scapegoating. That's also crazy because Benjamin Franklin also printed almanacs. So that could be rivalry. We do know from the Salem witch trial, stuff that being accused of witchcraft and stuff like that could also lead to land being traded. A lot of people in the Salem witchcraft accused their neighbors of witchcraft in order to steal their land. That's pretty common knowledge at this point, along with the acid in the wheat that they were eating.
What?
All sorts of stuff went into the Salem witch trial. I have a video on it down in the content list somewhere. But yeah, it happens around the same time, so it stands to reason that some of that could carry over. The Benjamin Franklin angle is also kind of out there. We don't know. I was never taught in school that Benjamin Franklin, would go out and smear people like that. But who knows? Maybe he thought that Daniel Leeds was a competitor for his almanac business. Who knows? Maybe it happened. Over the centuries, the Jersey Devil has reportedly been seen hundreds of times. In the early 1900s, the creature seemed to enter a new phase of its legend. In 1909, a series of mass sightings sparked panic throughout the New Jersey and even parts of Pennsylvania and Delaware. Reports flooded in. People claimed to have seen the creature soaring through the skies, leaving hoofprints in the snow or attacking livestock. Schools and factories were closed out of fear. One particularly eerie detail reported by multiple witnesses was the creature's distinctive scream, a high-pitched and inhuman one. While skeptics attribute these sightings to misidentifications of animals like sandhill cranes or even mass hysteria, believers continue to claim that the Jersey Devil roams the Pine Barrens to this day. Sandhill crane also been accused of being the Mothman. They go hand in hand, I'm telling you. The Jersey Devil's legend has evolved far beyond the Pine Barrens, though. It has cemented itself in pop culture, appearing in everything from movies and TV shows to video games. The creature has become an iconic figure of American folklore, one of the most famous cryptids in the country. The devil has made appearances in the X-Files, where it was depicted as a feral human living in the wilderness, and of course, it plays a role in the world of sports. The NHL team, the New Jersey Devils, takes their name from the creature, embracing the fearsome reputation of their home state's most famous monster. While the Jersey Devil is a fixture of folklore, many researchers have tried to explain the legend. Some point to natural causes. Early sightings may have been large birds like cranes or owls, their wings and calls misinterpreted in the dim light of the forest. Others suggest that the Jersey Devil legend is a cautionary tale, meant to warn people away from dangers of unexplored parts of the Barrens. Whatever its origin, the Jersey Devil has persisted, thanks in part to its cultural resonance, a symbol of fear, of isolation, and the unknown wild, an idea that continues to capture our imaginations even to the modern age. Yeah, there is something still in the human brain that makes us scared. Well, not necessarily scared, but puts us on edge in unknown areas. I've talked about this before in other videos, where the reason you can't sleep at night when you first move somewhere, or just when you're trying to sleep somewhere unfamiliar, is because your brain is half awake. Your brain is on alert because you're in an unfamiliar area. It happens every time you go out into the woods. You're in an unfamiliar area. That's going to kick up until you get comfortable in woods. That's just how the human brain works. It really is kind of a mystery out there. Today, the Pine Barrens are a popular destination for hikers, campers, and thrill seekers. Some visiting hoping to catch a glimpse of the Jersey Devil, while others simply come out for the mystery and the history. But regardless of belief, the legend lingers. The Jersey Devil might just be a product of folklore, a combination of fear, superstition, and misunderstanding. But like all great legends, its power lies in not whether it's real, but in the stories we tell. In the Pine Barrens, those stories continue to be told, keeping the Jersey Devil alive. Whether you believe in the creature or not, the next time you find yourself wandering the Pine Barrens after dark, listen closely. You might just hear the screech of the devil. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the Jersey Devil? Is he real? Is he not? Is he just a cautionary tale? Honestly, the story of it is so fantastical. There's no doubt in my mind that it's made up, but it has been an enduring part of American folklore. He will always be. I say he again because I just don't know. To me, the Jersey Devil is just always male. The devil will always be, a fixture of American folklore, and he's a famous member of American folklore as well. I do kind of think that there are connections to the Mothman, just as far as the dog in the back making noise. Go get some water. Go get some water. Go get water. So, what do you guys think of the Jersey Devil? Is he myth? Is he just folklore? Is the Jersey Devil real? What do you think? Leave your comments below. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell icon. That way you're always notified whenever we upload new content. If you want to support the channel more directly, there's a merch bar down below. You can get hoodies, t-shirts, there's jogging pants, notebooks, there's cups, all sorts of stuff in there. If there's something particular that you want, obviously let me know. I can have it made up and put on the merch store. It's not a big deal. If you want to support the channel even more directly, you can join members. I'm in the process of getting more members content made. So there's more coming for that. And as always, there's a PayPal link up top. You can buy me an energy drink if you want to. You don't have to. Don't feel obliged to. I appreciate you guys so much for just even checking the video out. It means the world to me. Now, have a good day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.